morning, lovelies. How we doing, champions? What's up? Hello, hello, hello. Oh. How we doing, legends? What's going on? First, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Jared, hello. Sky, hello. Electra, hello. Dawn, hello. Cluckington, hello. Aquos, hello. Palm Reader, hello. Ja, hello. Outrageous, hello. Malcolm, hello. Cluck, again, hello. Cursed, Nikki, hello. Rev, big fan. Love your guts. How you doing, mates? What's up? What's up? Sleepy, hello, welcome in. Nikki, hello. Screw, hello. Hi, hello. Professor Luigi, hello. 3 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry that you can't get some sleep, but hey, here's some TCG to help you relax, huh? Cheers, Rev. Have a good snooze, dude. Have a good snooze. Oh, Eileen, you're pausing the video to... Oh, look, don't let me derail your video viewings as well. Chirp, hello. Thank you for the sneaky sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. Favorite starter of these three? I picked Sprigatito. I mean, I love Sprigatito, but it's genuinely a tie between Sprig and Fuecoco in terms of just like vibes, right? Like, for me, it's a kitty cat. I can't not pick the cat. But, like, him, no thoughts, only vibes, you know? Their evolutions, I feel like Sprig's line is stronger overall. It gets the least cursed along the way, I feel. Fuecoco, I like the middle stage, but its final one, I don't really vibe with. But I love them both as little babies. Quaxley, I still feel like we'll just tell I'm the teacher. I like Quaxley a little bit more, but like they dropped that little animated short when Sprig and Fuecoco are being all cheeky, and then Quaxley's trying to shut it down, like being the little sassy pants. I'm like, I told yous Quaxley would go and tell the teachers and dob on you. Can't bloody trust him. He's a snitch. Quaxley's a little rat snitch. Anyway, thank you, Pokemon, for sending me this TCG pack of cards to open. I really appreciate it. No, but for real, massive thank you. Pokemon Company sent all, you know, gave to me when I was in Seattle because I managed to go and say, hey, this lad and a Crown Zenith ETB and a little booster boxy thing. So we're gonna rip into those. Maybe not all of them today, but we're gonna rip in. So thank you. Anyway, about that snake that you've got there, Quaxley. I'm just saying, he's just like, I think Quaxley's fun, but I think we should be aware that, you know, Quaxley will tell on the teacher if you're being naughty in class. Jay Frey, thank you for the sub, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing, by the way? It's been a hectic 2 weeks. How you doing? I haven't seen the new Pokemon TCG live. How is it? Is it fun? Does it carry over like your previous cards and stuff? I honestly haven't looked into it yet. I've been trying to mentally psych myself up to try and do a Pokemon Go PvP like thing. You can migrate your account over? Cool. Okay, cool. Greatly improved functionality. Nice. Quaxley's the oldest sibling. Don't you dare put us older siblings in that category. Able to breathe yet, planning time to relax before the new season start. I mean, thankfully, I think even with the new season starting tomorrow, event-wise, nothing's starting until the Saturday, right? Or is there something on the 2nd? I have a younger sister, yeah. I do. About 4 years younger. PvP tournament with straight, hey, you never know. But yeah, I'm thinking about, actually, you know what? You guys that are in here, the beautiful 70 of yous, You guys get to vote in on this. I was contemplating doing a... I mean, it's going to be the new season tomorrow, or the day after, basically. I think you guys know I'm exactly average for PvP. I have almost a 50-50 win-loss ratio, right? Making a push for legend in Pokemon Go PvP and like documenting the process. How to get good. Oh my god, Electra, that's wild. Appreciate it, Jay-Frey. It's been a hectic couple of days. Yeah, what's on the 3rd again? What starts on the 3rd? 3rd for me would technically be the new season. Do it? Oh god. Dark Quaxley Regional, who's not a snitch in the future. Do I have a coach? Not necessarily yet, but maybe. I've contacted some peeps to talk about these things. 3rd is the Saturday. Sorry. My brain just had a meltdown there. I was like, what? The 3rd is the Saturday, yes. The Golden Research event. Yeah. Okay. I was like, Wednesday? No. Like, wait, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Okay. Sorted. My brain. Ooh, a little bookie wookie. Oh. They can't put that in there. What? Guys. Live WO-CHIEN reaction. I'm not gonna... oh god, spoilers in the back. I'm not gonna look at the spoils. I know there's a few cards that I absolutely want out of these sets that are... Oh yes, the inside's back! The inside art is back! Oh my god, we had like so many ETBs recently that didn't have the inside art. Am I the only person that gets excited about this? Kind of bummed Diancie didn't make a debut. I mean, Diancie's in, like, the pink gems of Diancie are quite literally in the GoFest logo for this year. So, for me putting 1 and 2 together, that's going to be, you know, Diancie is going to be our mythical for this GoFest season is my assumption, guess, speculation. But, and they even confirmed Carbink in the... season details. Oh, here we go. I have some like ASMR glue stuff. Not ASMR, I guess visual ASMR. Oh. I'm gonna hit myself in the face with it, aren't I? Ooh. Thank you, Bisto. Thank you. Can I get some hearts in the chat for Bisto? That whole interview, man. And everyone's like weighing in with their opinions that are totally valid. And I'm like, not a single person has appreciated Alan's question at the end there. Poor bloke had to just sit there for the whole hour and a half doing rocket battles. He opened the game. He was doing rocket battles that whole time and no one acknowledged his hard-earned question. He's been stuck on that 30 days with the heart with the buddy thing for a year and no one validated him. So thank you. Thank you, Bisto. What have we got here? We've got... Oh, I got the evolutions. That's cool. Chen Pao, Ting Lu, and then 3 of the starters. I wonder if it's different on... If there's different ETB arts or where are the other legends? That's sick though. Haven't watched the whole... That's okay, Bubbles. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. I know everyone's got busy lives and things to do. Boop. Same. I love the little inside arts as well, Sammy. I use them for when I make my little binder thingies. I haven't made one in a while. We're going to do the awesome Adam strat of the binoculars, making sure nothing's left in there. Ooh, these packs are cool colour. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Is that accurate? Probably. We've got dice. The blue. Oh, the little token thingies are in like a little thing instead of just flying around wildly now. For the burn and poison, that's really cool. Like the little icons and like the burn and poison stat. That's like actually quite cool. Or that kind of look. We've got the little dividers. We've got the sleeve protectors, silver. We've got energy. And oh, good boy, that is bent. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's probably a me problem though, because I had to fly with these from Seattle to Australia to Brisbane to Sydney, then to back home, so. Ah well, it's okay. It's a promo one. If I get another ETB, it will be in there as well. I'll just put it under a stack of books, it'll be fine. They'll never know. They'll never know. Is it really like shadowy in this video today? I've like literally got a light blasting down here. Put it in rice. I think that's actually a great idea. Thank you. Hot tip, guys, if you get yourself an ETB, don't fly with it in your suitcase for like, I don't know, at least 20 hours of commuting. I will, I'm going to do a little bend surgery here. I don't know why it's so much darker. Let me have a look, see. Because I know that my display screen is fairly dim, which is annoying, but any of the other settings make it stupidly like eye-bleeding bright. Where is what I want? Camlink. Filters, color correction. Brightness up a little bit. I don't want it to be too washed out, but that should, how's that? How's that? Rise, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. That's a great question. How did everyone do with the Mewtwo raids? Yeah. I ended up with 3 shinies. Ooh. But I also did about 60 kilometers of walking over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, obviously not so much, but it was still out and about. How cute is this card, though? I'm going to put it under something heavy to try and sort out that little bit of a bend. I'll put it in this. Oh, actually, it's got a rigid edge on it. I won't. I'll just put it in something and then give it a squish. The red fern cluster towards the end of the day. I don't know how far away we walked, but we... I highly doubt we walked all the way to red fern. We walked out of the city, I guess... What would it have been? I'm so bad with directions. We basically walked past Central Station, like away from Darling Harbour. A hectic walk out because there was just like one after the other, like clustering around there. So we're in like the back streets of Sydney, I guess. And then eventually like jumped back on a train to get back into Circular Quay to do the last few there. But it was just like non-stop at the end of the day. It was wild. Got Chimpao, Big Sprig, Big Quaxley, Big... Look at his little magic stick. I like it like that. Boknoy, thank you for the sub, lovely. And Purple Carrot as well, thank you too. And Chris, sorry, I totally missed that one there. Chris, thank you as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are we all doing? Thank you, thank you. Okay. Who are we going to start with? Campfire helped a lot. Yeah, Campfire was massive for actually coordinating raids because there were so many that were just out of the field of view that we couldn't see. So it was pretty big for coordinating. Heaviest to lightest or lightest to heaviest? Always ham hands. Always ham hands. We've just started, Star, so no opens yet. Welcome, Marisha. How are we doing? Lightest to heaviest? Easy. Hope you had a good stream, Rise. How did I get this new set? Quite literally from the Pokemon Company. When I was in Seattle, went and said hey to someone that I know there, catching up, and they were like, do you want some cards? So that's how. I was just quite literally in the right place at the right time for... It's not yet arrived in Australia, right? I think. So I got pretty lucky with that. I would personally disagree with that. Like the whole Campfire being in the app for Pokemon Go, it's like enough breaks in that game already. Like we don't need to be adding more. More complicated things and a chat feature and whatever else, especially if there is a chat feature like there is in Campfire, then that would have to be something that is like, could fall back on the Pokemon Company. Like if someone's being a creep on Campfire, it's obviously Niantic's responsibility potentially. I don't know what their liability is there, but I highly doubt, you know, a lot of companies want to take on that responsibility of weirdos in the chat for their app. Plus, just the whole thing would, I think, honestly crash Pokemon Go if we tried to put the entire thing. To just use the map, I still think that would even be too much. Like, if it worked, sure, that'd be great. If you could zoom out on the map, look at a raid map on the map, amazing. I don't think the game could handle it at the moment. It would quite literally poop the bed, I think, in my humble opinion. Is it one from the back with these now, or is it none from the back? Is it straight in? Aw, legend, Sammy. They flag message and say, hey, want to rate? Really? That's so weird. One from the back, thank you. Weirdos in a fandom? Sick energy at the back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the weird. I think it's just like a weird at the moment. Campfire flagging a bunch of messages. Hey, look at this happy Mariel. Oh my god, what a happy little lad. What a happy lad. What is up with this lighting? I don't know what's going on here today. Hold on. Could just be because we're going into winter, so the sun's just rotating at a different spot, so it's just kind of not quite right. There we go, it's a bit better. I remember I had like a thing ages ago. I just tried to put in like an event. Oh my god, this Raichu. Tried to make an event for like, hey guys, let's meet here and do this in Campfire. And it just like, no matter what I was doing, it was flagging. And then it was like, oh, maybe it's flagging this particular word, where it was like, you know, I can't remember what the word was, but like, imagine if the word was asset, so it's flagging like arse or something. And I had reported that to the Campfire team, and had the same thought of like, oh, maybe it's flagging this word. And it's like, I tried it with only that word in it, and it didn't flag it. So it's like, I have no idea what this is flagging. Yeah, it's flagging hey. It's like, they could be saying, hey, you up? Oh my Jesus Christ, that is still so loud. Cheers, Plu. Thank you, thank you. Oh, the Sudowoodo as well. What a cutie. Where's my nails? I've got so much fluff on my hands. Sorry about that. Whoopa. But yeah, how was everyone's like raid day experience if you were out and about for it? The dance pass. Did you have a good time? Did you get out and about? Were you walking? Were you not able to? Was it a rained out event? Were you on the train? What were you doing? Did you just stay at home? Did you, you know, what was the vibe check? Vibe check on aisle 10. I had a phenomenal weekend personally. I was tired, exhausted, stressed out of my little brain because of how many things had to get done. But I still had one of the genuinely funnest weekends that I've had in a long, long time in Pokemon Go. Like, hand on heart, had a bloody good time. 96 tiny Mewtwo? Oh! So many players you'd never seen before. Oh no, they were right about us getting back outside. That's really cool though. Did you meet some new peeps that get like, you know, future community sort of vibe? Oh my god. Cheers, Co. Thank you, thank you. Rough to find people for you, but love the 3 raids that you did. I'm glad that you're able to squeeze a few in. Ooh. 7 people to meet up. We knocked out 8 raids in the morning. Got more people to download Campfire. Now my little... Oh! Now your little town has 30 people in it to help raids going. That's what we love to hear. I'm glad. That's good stuff. Hell yeah. First time seeing raid circles in a while. Got my first Shadow Shiny Mewtwo. Nice. Wait, your first one was the Shiny. Oh my god. Chirp loved it. 40 Mewtwo raids. Nothing more than a 91. We got a Purified Hundo. Hey, hell yeah. That's a win. It's like someone we were talking. Oh, let's go Frigipacks. We were talking at the raids and like doing the numbers for it because we were like, wait a second, like the odds of getting a hundo for the Mewtwo in the shadow raids, like a purified hundo, are even better than a regular, like even better than a regular raid weekend. So say if it was just regular Mewtwo, your odds for getting a hundo are so much worse than getting a, you know, something that's a 13, 13, 13 and then purifying it to the hundo. So if you don't care about the shadow stuff, it's going to save you resources anyway, powering it up, blah, blah, blah. Like your odds for getting a hundo are so much better for the shadow raids. Yeah. I was like, that's a good point. Only disappointed about people who didn't know it was from 6 a.m. Sunday. Yeah, that was really hard to know. Like we didn't even know really going into it. How it was going to function. I'm pretty sure even like we were flagging like, hey, is it going to hatch on 10 o'clock on the Saturday or is it going to eggs appear at 10 o'clock on the Saturday? So like even that was all kind of, I don't know, finding out last minute, watching it happen live. Jigglypuff. Oh, happy. Enjoyed the weekend and disappointed about, no shinies. Partner got a 98 shadow. Ooh. Very much like the early days. Hell yes. First shiny shadow period was the shiny Mewtwo. Good gravy. Oh, that's cool. The Taurus. Oh, Weavile. Being a little sussy-wussy. Yeah, the silver border is going to take a while for me to warm up to. I think I'm so used to the yellow border that the silver border looks a bit odd. But I'll get there. Ah! Eileen, you guys did a raid train, picked up new people along the way via campfire, confused some people with all the cars arriving in place. Got a shiny 13, 15, 15. Okay, all right. Eileen, get out. Congratulations. I was literally joking throughout the day as well. Like on the Saturday, we genuinely turned into a Katamari ball of people. So like me, Michael, Fleece's mum and brother had breakfast together, like getting ready to go out sort of thing. And then it was kind of like, we had originally been like, we'll meet the squad down near Circular Quay. An egg was like happening over there. So we're like, okay, it's probably gonna be the first one we walk to. Power walked like just as the 5 of us over there for pretty much perfectly on hatch time because the group had already gone. There's like maybe 10 people there at the first egg. And then as we made it to like the second raid, the third raid, the fourth raid, we just started like gaining trainers. We were just like rolling and collecting people along the way. And it was just like, I turned around at one point, I was like, Jesus Christ, where did all these people come from? It was like, from starting from like 5, we got 10 to then like, hello? Lab, thank you for the sub. Thank you. How you doing, champion? I haven't watched Billy's video yet, but I did see what he got. I saw what he got. Mimikyu. Dude, Chloe got 4 people their shinies. Genuinely. Like, I'm not even kidding. There was, maybe it was 5. Because I think there was 3 before me, then me, and then I'm pretty sure one other person. And I was like, you got a little shiny charm there. Where the hits, they're all in here. They're all in these last ones, you know. They're just making us work for it. Really putting the hands to the test. Really putting the hands to the test. Oh. It was honestly so good to see people. It was. She knows what she just says no to you. Oh, that was so funny. We were doing that raid, like she saw the water fountain from a distance and she was just like, I'm gonna go look at the fountain. Like, let's go. Sorry, I won't open. If we got ads playing, we'll pause for a second here. Hello, True. How we doing? She's like toddled over to the water fountain. So me and Ryan walked over and I was just chatting about the water. And she's like looking back, looking at the water and looking back, looking at me. And then I'm just like, yeah, it's good water. It's a good little fountain. Hey. And I'm like, because like he was saying like she's obsessed with the fountains. And I'm like, I literally have photos of me as a child playing in these exact same fountains at Darling Harbour. Like it's a vibe. I think it's a core like Sydney childhood memory is to like try and run through those fountains. And then Muzzy came over and she's like, as soon as Chloe saw her mum was there, she was like, oh hell yeah, it's on, and tried to get in the water like immediately. But when it was like, this strange lady with the bow, we're having a chat, sussing out, like I wonder if she's going to police my behaviors. And then as soon as she saw her mum, she's like, like straight to the water. I'm like, you're cheeky. I mean, it's winter as well. So, I mean, like, you don't want to getting in the water right now. Like, in the summer, yeah, sure, why not? But it'd be a bit icy cold, I think, if she was jumping in. Ah, that's awesome, Eileen. Oh, why are the alerts so loud today? That's a bit odd. Hold on, let's turn... Actually, I think I know what's going on. Turn the overall volume down and turn the Spotify up. That should make it a bit less heckers. About that. We're still hearing in the background Beautiful Sounds by Glitch X City. Good God, I'm sorry, clock. At the moment, it's like set to an auto thing. trying to suss out if I can just change it to be like just bloody like not that long. It's so silly. We have a squiz. We have a sneaky squiz. Jesus Christ, ads per no. Why does it keep changing it on me? I'm just like, I want like barely anything. And it's like, how would you like 3 minutes of ads per hour? And I'm like, how about no? It just keeps changing my stuff. Yeah, dog. Okay. That still did not change a single thing. What is going on? It's just me berating. Save changes. There we go. Yes, save. It's like you've selected to not really annoy your audience. Are you sure you want to do that and get less money? And it's like, yes. You know how live streaming is like live and is really enjoyable to not be interrupted live? Like, yes. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. I just like, I'm looking at the dashboard. I think it just blasted you guys with like 1.5 minutes of ads. Blech. Alrighty, back into it. Christopher, thank you for the Prime Champion. Thank you, thank you. Shroodle, skadoodle, skadoodle. The shroodle is a noodle. Glibbit. Oh, do I see an edge? Rambling. Oh god, I think I see an edge. I think I see an edge. You might be just in time, Trident. Look at these little shinks. What a little goober. Water Taurus. Wow, I don't think I've seen Water Taurus's like horns lit up. He's almost got the sleeves of like the Cha-Cha guy, but blue. Luxio. Mabostiff. Jiggly Buff. Oh. Gonna make any guesses? Make any guesses? I see an edge. I see an edge. I see an edge. And we've still got another card behind that. What? What? Oh my god, we got two. Oh my god, there's two. I was like, how can I see an edge if this has got a silver, but there's something behind? Oh my god. Live WO-CHIEN reaction. We got WO-CHIEN. Let's go. Oh my god. Sorry for punching the table. Let's go. Yeah, we're cutting live now to WO-CHIEN. Oh my god. I need to find the origin of that meme because I keep just seeing like the spin-offs of the meme and I'm like, I need to know how this meme came to be for the WO-CHIEN. If anyone has the insight, the background, the original source of the meme, please share it. I love it though. It's like one of my favorite reaction images. Let's go. What a cutie. Covetous Ivy. I do be covetousing this card. And there's something behind as well. There's something behind. You have no idea what I'm talking. Live WO-CHIEN. Go and look at the like on Twitter, I'd say it's prevalent, especially with the Pokemon, like whoever's running the Pokemon TCG, like Twitter account has been doing an excellent job. Oh, Skelly. That's cool. The flame comes around the edge. What? That's really, really cool. I like how the flame effect comes around the border. Like, it still has the border, but the attack is like extruding the bounding board. We love that. That's cool. Okay. I feel like that effect works way better with the silver borders. I'll allow it. That's really, really cool. Nothing but hits. I'm gonna put this up here. Dude, we got the WO-CHIEN. I hope you guys enjoy WO-CHIEN my stream. Stay. Let's go. Good stuff. Put it in a... Don't you start, Clockington. You know the drill. You know the drill. We don't sleeve until after the stream because your girl take the pictures of them, you know. The less double handling we do, the less chance of me damaging it. It's sitting on a plinth here. It's safe. It's okay. We sleeve at the end. I learned that the hard way. The first time I ever did like a spicy card and put it in a thing and then went to take it out of the thing to take a photo of it. And I was like, I just about scratched the crap out of that with my nails. Scoop these boys back up. Yeah. On to the front. Energy. I think I dropped them in the same order though, so we should be fine. Boop. Oh. What the hell? Oh, it's the gate thing. Yo, oh my God, Pineco locked them in there. After all these years, it was Pineco. I think I see an edge as well, guys. I see another edge. Do I see another edge? Maybe. I don't know. I see an edge. Dude, Pineco was... It was him all along. How didn't we know? This absolute dastardly villain. Oh, Tinker Tink. Big sad. What a big sookie wookie. Mankey. Oh, Delibird. Ah. Oh my God. The burb. Oh, he's so chumpy. I love him. Thank you, movie lady. Appreciate it. That, like, honestly, this is, yes, Delibird is baby in this card. Yo, Primeape, are you in on this Pineco business? Are you preventing people from releasing? Is it an alliance of Pineco and Primeape? Do I do my nails myself? Yeah, it's just regular nail polish and that like natural nail. Yeah. Hence why they're all different lengths, I guess, because I'm at the mercy of snapping my shiz up. But yeah. Miss Magius. Sets into a binder. Yes, I've got my little, I mean, it's kind of out of frame here, but if you're in my regular videos when there's the binders sitting there, yeah, I put them in there. I don't think I've ever completed a master set though. I really wanted to do a master set of the Pokemon Go set, but at this point I think I'm just gonna have to buy the cards that I'm missing because it would just be obscene to keep trying to pull for them because there's a lot of double ups. But I've gotten pretty close. Is that you, Marina? Let her go in the fountain water, but not in winter. I'm going to find the photo. Will I? If I end up going through some childhood photos and finding the photos of me in that fountain as a kid playing and send them to you, will you allow her to run through it in the summer? It's just a Twitch mug. bitch. Hello, lovely. Oh. Is that apples? Crocodile. What a little scallywag. Oh my god, that's so cute. Hey, Purple, thank you for the gift sub to Marina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. No ads. What a little scallywag though. What has he got here? He's got the apples, potatoes, carrots. What do you make? Oh, he's put them in his backpack, or the owner's backpack, trainer's backpack. Cup noodles in the cart. We've got a bunch of onions. We've got some spinach. Capsicums maybe? Or peppers? Bananas. Potential yogurt in the top here. Yeah. Come here. Come on. Little some yogs. Got a little cup noodle. Cup ramen. Wait, is this a coffee cup? Are they having like a takeaway coffee or is that a hat? Might be a trainer's hat. Can't quite tell. Anyway, I think we've got another double hitter. Have you heard about the 80% price increase for the 100 Pokecoins in Denmark and not? No. What? Just for the base Pokecoin? Really? Is that like the same on Android and iTunes thingy or? Oh my god! Ah, Mr. Clavel. We love our bread, we love our butter, but most of all. Sick. Okay. Clavelus. I appreciate that movie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like at the end of the day, it's like doing the interview and stuff. I was like, I know there's going to be like the most that I can do is ask the questions, let him respond, and the community can interpret or take that in whatever way that they would like. Like, you know, there's only so much that they'll be able to say or that we can, you know, ask and get an actual answer to. But I hope that it was insightful or in some way, you know, just it was something at the very least. So I appreciate that. Both Play Store and App Store. Wow. Yeah, so the Australian one as well is like it's $1. Which our dollar isn't the same as $1 US, but I think pretty universally the 100 coins has always been like the $1 in your currency kind of amount. Were you limited from asking questions that involved talking about TPC? No, I didn't have to, like none of the questions were pre-approved. They didn't ask that of me. I tried to collect as many questions as I could to cover as much topic as I could, like knowing that we only had like a limited time to talk, because it was quite literally arrives on Friday, you know, say hello, hang out on Friday. We were out from like 8 a.m. on the Saturday. Then the raid started. Then we've walked halfway across the city, then walking all the way back to then go do the interview. We ended up unfortunately having to wait for so long to just try and get us some food to eat before doing it. So then it was like another hour delay. Doing the interview for almost like 2 hours, like the prep to set it all up. And then quite literally like the raw footage that I have from the interviews is about an hour and 40 minutes. And the whole video is like an hour and 30. So it's like the only thing that was cut was like the prep kind of stuff. And then I just forgot to hit record, like end record at the end. So it's just like full send. And then we literally went back out to keep raiding with the community. So it was just a bit hectic. But no, I more tried to structure it so that I just asked questions that I knew could actually get an answer. I didn't think we'd be able to get an answer for things if I was specifically asking about TPC and stuff like that, because it is like those sorts of things are generally under NDA. So I just didn't bother. Maybe it would have been good to ask the questions just so people could see if he had to say, sorry, I can't answer that. Sorry, I can't answer that, whatever else. But I just genuinely, like, there were plenty of questions from the community that were good questions, but I was just like, there's no way that's going to be able to get answered, because it's it would be a breach of contract in my mind, like from them to actually answer it. So I just tried to stick with ones that I assumed could get an answer. Which thankfully, I feel like 90% of the questions did get an answer. I wish that there was a bit more that could have been said about a few things, for sure. But even that being said, I feel like just about every question could in itself be a 1 hour conversation at the very least. Like, genuinely, I think we got another edge. We got another edge. Every single one of those topics could be an hour in itself. Oh my God, this Pikachu is so precious. You know, depending how much they can actually talk about those topics. Like, if it was unlimited, you know, you could talk about it for 5 hours for one singular thing. But yeah. I'd be totally happy to do that. Sure, Purple. I haven't catalogued my recent Scarlet Violet stuff though, but I can absolutely look at that. Oh, it's only just been out for like 24 hours, yeah, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, at the very least, like other creators weighing in for sure. Skip Bloom. You just asked him about season or everyday spawns. Most of the next season spawns are ones we now see daily everywhere. It's frustrating. Yeah, for me personally, I have been wanting like downtime in between events. So like to be able to see the season spawns, and I quite liked this last season, like the Furfrou and things like that, to kind of chase around in the wild. Like I was seeing several wild Axew, Jangmo-O, which was wild, like a Mulga, things like that. They were actually like making me, I was being influenced to go chase them down. Depending how close they were. But like, I think having like the 3 weeks over the Blanche, Candela and Spark events was a bit too much to not have something else sprinkled in there. But yeah, I'm curious to see, like sometimes the season spawns just do get a little bit stale. I feel like this last season though, for me personally, was decent. But again, it's going to matter where you live too. Like if you're living, I don't even know what my house biome technically is classed as, but depending if you're living near the beach or whatever else, it's going to get pretty stale. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. Looking at you, Young Goose, Spearow and Hoppip. I have not seen... I've seen Hoppip this season. I have not seen Young Goose in the wild. Is that a Northern Hemisphere thing? I've been hatching Young Goose like an absolute pest out of eggs, but I have not seen a single Young Goose, but that could be a Hemisphere thing. And Spearow I haven't seen either. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Discord would be good for that, Purple, yeah. Have I ever played TCG? Yes, but very, very casually. And I'm not very good at it, and I forget the rules often. I like the art. Like, look at this little baby. Look at baby. Favorite Pokemon from Scarlet Violet? I love Smoliv. It's so cute. I love Clorf. I like Chen Pao. I like WO-CHIEN. I like... Who else do I like, chat? I think it's been... I love Mousehold. I love the Dunsparce. I think there's quite a few. I think this is a very strong generation for sure. Very, very strong. It has to be Northern. It's a play. Really, I have not seen a single Young Goose. It has to be Northern then. Has to be Northern. I think my stand... Dude, if I get another bloody Bruxish on the daily incense, is anyone... Sorry, not daily. The daily spawn. Has anyone else just been getting like one thing repeatedly. Like, I'm going to actually break my phone if I get another Bruxish on the daily spawn because it is getting obscene. Oh, the Tinkerton line. I like the Tinkerton line, but it doesn't, you know, spark the flame for me. I think it's cute, though. We got the edge. We got an edge. We got an edge. Ah! Oh, Fortress. Again, this effect is sick. That's so cool. 15 full odds shiny Yungoos. Holy Jesus. I had to trade for my shiny Yungoos. I still don't, and I hatched that many of them out of eggs. I still have not found my own one. Yeah, Clauncher, I've seen a few for the daily spawns too. Hey, don't worry, the shiny's going to be coming out with it in like a week, and then you'll never see it as a daily spawn ever again, so it's fine. That's a sick card. Take the Yungoos. No, I'm good. I love this mouse hold card though. Who is this by? Saya Tsuruta. Saya Tsuruta. Thank you, Saya, for the cute art. Haven't got a Larvesta yet? No. Okay, this week is your week for Larvesta. Oh, this weekend. If you're out for the golden thingy, I reckon you're going to get your Larvesta. Oh, I've got a Starling for my daily spawn. Love it. Love it for me. Oh, I don't know if I can double up on a prediction for Larvestas. Are you an egg-heavy person, Electra, or nah? Actually, you guys want to know something absolutely criminal as well? Like on the whole Alan is a filthy casual front. You want to know? You want to know a horrendous thing? Alan picked up like maybe 5 eggs during the debut event for Larvesta. I mean, it's stayed in the eggs since, but he picked up 5 eggs on the day, first day. Got him to incubate the 1-2 kilometer egg that he got. He got the Larvesta on the first egg. It didn't hatch until this weekend, on the raid weekend. It didn't hatch until Mewtwo Shadow Raids, because that's how infrequently he plays the game, that he didn't hatch a 2 kilometer egg in the 2 weeks since. But of course he bloody did. Of course he did. Of course he did. I wish, like, I genuinely wish, and again, so like full context and background here, like, and I've said this before, like I said this in the interview video, like I have met Michael a literal handful of times. We're like, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I didn't think like we would get along because we've had nothing to do with one another. Genuine stand-up bloke, honestly. And like the whole day, it was so funny. The whole Saturday, because Alan was driving down to Sydney, he basically got there exactly on time for the interview. So then he was kind of like just sitting in the hotel waiting for us to go back out. The whole day, like we're joking, like, oh, who's going to get the first shiny Mewtwo? And you know, Fleece is going, oh, Alan's going to get it. Like Alan wasn't even there. And like, Alan's going to get it. Jack, oh, Alan's going to get it. Alan's going to get it. Oh, ha, ha. And like we're hyping this kind of like banter up to Michael of like, oh, bloody Alan, he's so lucky, whatever else. Showed Michael the clip from the GoFest Global when Alan got the Axew when I was doing the wrap up for the video, and my reaction to that, ha ha ha, you know, oh yeah, whatever, casual luck. And then like when Alan actually got the shiny Shadow Mewtwo on the first encounter, I wish that I wasn't doing this with the camera so much, because for the whole time Michael was mouth agape like, there's no way. Like genuinely like stunned mullet. It was hilarious. I wish I had a bet. I'm like that if that doesn't explain Alan's luck, just that genuine like, are you joking me right now? Reaction. Like, I don't know what else. Dunsparce Sippy. But I'm like, that was like probably a perfect introduction to Alan's luck. It's just filthy. I don't know how he does it. Take it from him. It's not his anymore. Confiscate the Larvesta. Yeah, Michael's like, can we get someone to check Alan's account? This is some bullshit. Bloody casuals, I tell ya. Oh, Vigoroth's off for a day in the big city, going shopping for Sammys and stuff. Aringuru. Luxio. Focus on the child. This has to be Sao Sao, right? This artwork. Focus, you dog. Oh my god, look at this baby. Alan's secretly watching Daxi videos. But what are the tips? Never log in. Oh, look at this baby. I think this is my favorite card. I think this is my favorite, like, regular card from the set. Sao Sao. Called it. Called it. Called it. Genuinely favorite artist, I think, for Pokemon cards. They just capture the little feelings so well. They do such a good job of I love just like the really nice pencil texture as well on their art. Is Alan lucky in other things? Honestly, generally yes. I would say, like, for some things, yeah. There's other stuff where he's like fairly unlucky, like poor boy gets migraines all the time and stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, just little inconveniences in life, or if little things can kind of go wrong, like sometimes they do. But lab. God damn it. But like I would say so for things where it's like a random chance. Like, say if he was going to, like, jokingly, like, put down a bet on the Melbourne Cup horse race or something. So, like, Melbourne Cup's, like, a annual horse race in Australia. In, like, his previous work, they would often do, like, you know, everyone go in. And he would just pick a random one and win every year. So, stuff like that, certainly. Last one from the Etub. Sorry, when someone was asking my other favourites, Pawmi. Pawmi would be, like, I feel like probably Pawmi before Smoliv for me. For my favourites. Yeah, I woke up to that. The raid bosses being leaked by themselves. What was that about? Like, what? I would be fairly cautious just in case they're placeholder text, but it all seems pretty legit, so whoopsies. Alan's good at rigging horse races. That'd be funny. Whoop, there it is. Mobat in the big city. Kabombi. Electrode. Grafii. Pincachin. Dunsparce. Actually, another thing that Fleece and I have been joking about for a while, like I want to do a video where I just purposely say all the Pokemon's names wrong, but never actually acknowledge the fact that I'm doing it and like just full send it as completely serious. Like, oh yeah, I love this Dunsparce, or like the Dunespess. I love Dunespess. It's a great Pokemon. Oh, like the Kylo Watrel. Kylo Watrel is like a really cool Pokemon. You know, it's like a cool electric bird, the Kylo Watrel. Tykaton. Oh, I'm going to add. You guys can't hear me doing my terrible... Tykaton is a really cool Pokemon. And like just... It would bother so many people. But I would enjoy it. Yeah, I feel like the full season for raid bosses kind of makes sense. Or at least for like 2 months would be good. Especially when it's the start of a season, like leaving the start of a season to the last minute is ridiculous in my mind. Like, it would be cool. Like, imagine ending, even though it'd only be a few days difference, like imagine ending the Mewtwo Shadow Raid weekend with here's the full season details for next season. So you can like start to get excited for it in advance. And like the community's already out and about, like you're most likely like raiding with your friends or whatever, doing the Mewtwo raids. And then like, oh guys, they've just dropped the news for the next season, blah, blah, blah. Like that's a massive opportunity to then be like, oh, what do you guys want to do for Com Day? We've got the Com Day dates. Do you guys want to play that together? Like those sorts of things would be massive. Oh, that's a good idea for April Fools. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that next year. That was the whole ETB. The ETB is Dunsky, and we have managed to snag Mrs. Clavel. Croc-a-lock-a-rock. Eating these little snacks. Fortress. Oh my god, it spells out a word. Hold on. Yeah. Haha, aha, aha. WO-CHIEN. Live WO-CHIEN reaction. And Skelly. Dude. I agree with that, Eileen, as well. Yeah, I'm glad that the Com Days, it's finally just like a standard for the Com Days to have 2, which thankfully for this season means 3. So highly recommend if you're able to get out and about, like get those trades in. But yeah, I would agree with that, especially when it's like a raid weekend or a raid day or whatever. They should definitely up the special trades, like, because realistically, a lot of people are playing catch up after the Panini too. Like my storage is disgraceful, but there's a lot of just decent things in there where it's like, well, those are all regionals. I'd rather someone, you know, get them as a Pokédex entry, or those are all legendaries that I'd, you know, rather than just transferring them into the ether, give them to someone or re-roll or lucky trade or whatever. But it's like, say for example, this weekend in Sydney, me and Lizardman were lucky. It was his birthday. I was like, by default, you know, we should trade. But then I was also, I'm also lucky friends with like 2 other Sydney people that I happened to run into as well. Then me and Steve, I ran into Steve as well. Like we're lucky friends. Like we live locally, thankfully, but like, you know, I could have done my trade with Steve as well. Get it done. I'm holding on to like regionals for at least 4 other people in that group. And it's like, well, I'll see you guys in a month. I can maybe, you know, do some other trades. Exactly, Eileen, exactly. It does, Chaos, because it's the best shirt. Thank you again. Oh, my back, ouch. How do we feel about just a couple? We'll just grab a couple out of here, you know? A couple out of the old boosty box. Oh, but no. A sprinkle of what? I think I've missed the... Yeah. Let me in. Let me in. Doing good. How are you? Mom. Gotta make sure I leave enough for us to, you know... Wait, don't you get trapped in the back there? To still have some to open tomorrow or through the week, you know? Okay, guys, choices. Kitty cat or Duckman? The secret purple is to have a lack of consistent content on Twitch that you need to make it last, and therefore saving half of the pack to open on a different stream. Kitty? Okay. Kitty. Gonna go to the Pokemon Fossil Museum. Yes, I highly intend to. It is my intention to go. Boop. Oh, what? 50 Ultra Balls, 5? Is that serious? 50 Ultra Balls, 5-star pieces, 5 incense, 5 super incubators. There's a Wayfair challenge going on. You only need to review 50 nominations from the challenge. What? Spain challenge update, plus Indonesia, Brazil, India. I've heard your feedback. Happy to announce the challenge will be expanding with growing demands from our reviewers. Small recap. Over 41,000 resolved nominations. This is how you do it. Oh my God. Why aren't they like posting this on their socials though? Is this not, why is this the first thing I'm hearing about it is some legend in chat? If they want to make the game better for rural players and whatever else, like, hey guys, go and submit a bunch of stops and we're going to do a weekend blast where if everyone reviews these nominations, they get items. No, that's not spam. That is not spam. That is like very important information. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about it? 21,000 participating. Like they didn't even tell us this in like our group chat. What are tier 2 individual rewards, tier 1 individual rewards? New challenge locations. We know some of you are eager to reach individual reward tiers and have some challenges in doing so because we are running out of Spain reviews. Because you've all been doing so well, we'll be adding 3 more locations to the challenge. New countries will be part of the challenge following dates. Reviewing them during these small time frames will allow each country to get some attention. What is that? The 2nd? So that's going until a few days from now, and then Brazil as well. And India, the countries after Indonesia, the change, blah, blah, blah. New community tier rewards, tier 4 and tier 5. Super incubators, poffins, incense, star piece. Holy moly. So do you have to sign up to... Oh, okay. Change your bonus location to the date to the change by adding your bonus location to being like Spain, Brazil, whatever else. And just by you don't have to do anything else besides like reviewing the Pokestops, the waste spots. I disagree with that, Trident. I'm sorry, but like there's so much that you can submit. Like if you're in Australia, the bloody like geo markers on the ground, like the survey markers that are in the gutter count as a thing. Park signs count, trail markers count, art counts. Even some businesses, like not like non-generic businesses, like cafes and things like that, depending on the criteria, count. There is a lot, and it's been updated like consistently. So I would highly recommend you double check. I think the issue for rural players is getting the stuff in voting. I think there's a massive issue with getting the actual submissions to vote. So it's kind of like you might be sitting there waiting weeks just to be like, when is my thing going to fall into getting voted? If it keeps getting denied, double check as well, because you might just be like, it might be something as simple as it's a blurry photo, it's not a high quality submission, typos, if you're not capitalizing your letters, like there's just some things where it's like this person didn't even try and it might be getting low votes because of that. If it's just getting rejected outright a lot, Someone recommended to me this weekend, instead of submitting an appeal, because apparently appeals take way too long, just resubmit it again. I agree. It's frustrating to have something rejected. I have got a 2 years long tirade with one of the Pokestops in the Sydney airport that's finally like, you know, resolved. Like that was a mission and a half. So like I totally firsthand experience, like get it. Having something be rejected is like, I don't want to submit anything anymore sort of feeling for a long time. But I would say like as best you can, just try to make it a very appealing submission. Like if it is just a park sign, you know, give it the correct title, like South Street park sign. The description, a great place for people to meet in the park, you know, whatever generic thing, or something about the park, you know, in the extra information. Safe access on foot and by path for both pedestrians and cyclists, or whatever it is, and like really give the, like, do the work for the person who's voting. Because if the person who's voting is like a bit sussy-wussy on it, they're just gonna more, oh my god, a double up? What? Like if there's stuff that's like a bit sus, they're probably more likely they're not going to be like, you know. That being said, obviously people can still be goobers and reject stuff for no reason, but yeah. I mean, even for myself, when I'm reviewing Pokestops, if I'm looking at the map and I can see this is in the middle of goddamn nowhere, even if the photo's a little bit average to me, I'll still give it a decent review, because I'm like, at the end of the day, they can always update the photo later on, right? They can always, you know, submit a better title, or if there's like a one letter uncapitalized, whatever else, I'm like, they can always correct that later once it's in. If this is like the only thing in their whole area, I'm like, just give it to them, sort of thing. Just give them, just let it, you know, those things can be fixed later on, as opposed to that person never wanting to submit a stop again. And I'm not saying like break the rules of Wayfarer, but like, you know. Yeah, link to the supporting forest area and things like that. Absolutely. Yeah, so if you've got like rural stuff, even like the little libraries. So if you've got like a little community library, churches are an easy, oh my God, Skelly. Hello. Look at that. Family. Hello? Take it. I'll take it. Yeah, like churches and stuff are an easy one. I would say again, like double check the eligibility, because there's a lot of stuff that's been added as being eligible now as well that wasn't previously eligible, I believe. But I feel like and it depends where you live as well. Like a big one for rural things could be like, if you're in like an agricultural town, does the local blueberry farm do blueberry picking tours and things like that? You could take a photo of their like entrance sign for like blueberry, like the whatever blueberry farm, things like that, where it's like, that's a legitimate, like, it's a, you know, location of interest. It's not a McDonald's, so it's not like a generic business. It's, yeah, have a bit of a suss out, and hopefully that you can find something to submit in your area. I really wanted to do I still do want to do it, like a rural rescue, and like take 5 friends and go to a rural town and submit a bunch of stuff. Because I know obviously another limitation is depending on your level, if you can even submit stuff. People might not know what they can submit, things like that, and then like teaching people how to submit better stops. You're getting all the Skelly love today, hey? Maximum Skelly love. That's really good. Sorry, long story short, thank you for sharing that link for the Wayfarer challenge. If you guys want to get some free items by the looks of it, click on that link up in the chat. Big yawn. Best starter in the game. Look, I'm very fond of the Fuecoco. That's for sure. Oh, Florigato. What a cutie. Doing some little like Zorro skills up here. Wee. Look shoo. Need some motivation to make progress on the medals. This will do it. Hell yeah. So by the looks of it as well, it's, I'm going to guess as well. Do you know, yeah, but if you can, it's saying like you can change your location to, can change your bonus location on the day of the challenge or within those time frames. Are they basically making it so that you can change your bonus location multiple times during this week sort of thing? So at the moment, my bonus location is set to New Zealand because I want to help out peeps in New Zealand and vote for their stuff. After this challenge, will I be able to just swap it back to that without having to do the waiting however long you usually have to do? Because you usually have to wait. Oh, is it down to 72 hours now? What? I thought the bonus one was like a month. See, I'm out of the loop. I thought it was like 3 months to change your bonus one and like a year to change your permanent one. From an ex-rural player to a rural player, if you could gather a little group or one other player and just walk around for a few hours to nominate and get a decent... We had one gym to Pokestops, now we have 10 plus gyms. Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah, it's a really good advice as well. It's just to like, I would say do a reconnaissance drive around your area and then do a walk around your area too, because you'll just find stuff that you didn't know, like a little library, like one of those like little borrowing libraries. You're not going to see that necessarily if you're driving past, especially if you're the driver, you know, you're paying attention to the road. But like sports fields, say for example, sports fields or something, or like children's playgrounds, whatever else. You're not just limited to like, oh, here's the park. You have the playground. You have the sign for the park and the playground. You have maybe another sign on the other side of the park for the other entrance to the playground. You've got the soccer field and the nets. You've got the cricket field or the baseball field and like the little pitcher's net thing. You've got the basketball hoops. Those are all individual things that you can be submitting, not just, oh, here's the park. It's like really think about how you can like finesse what you've got available to you. Whee. But what's the if a free little library is accessible by a public walking path, is that not technically publicly accessible? Even if it's like I guess for in Australia, like the requirements to even be allowed to have a little library is that it's accessible to the public on the front by your front footpath, and like people don't have to approach. Ooh, Dendra, hello. Don't have to like go onto your property. Like, is that not publicly accessible if it's accessible from a footpath? Oh, so you don't have to change your bonus location necessarily. They've implemented new features that automatically give you reviews from challenge countries. That's cool. That's cool. See, in my mind... Oh, hello, battery. Did the battery actually die? Are we overheating? Ooh. Is this the one that people be after? Are you saying in your opinion it's not public, or are you saying that that's officially not public? Because it would absolutely be considered public in Australia. It would be technically like your responsibility, but like, oh my God, I think the camera's overheating. Oh, the alt of that. Okay. I think we're going for overheating, or we're going for battery. Let's have a squeeze. Come on. Battery's fuck. I think we're overheating. I'm just going to leave this off for a second. There are some that work at this slightly away from private domiciles, but the ones that are just a front yard always rejected from the community. again, is that the community's rejecting it, or is it incorrect to approve them? Is my question. Like, say if it's all the ones that I see as typically attached to the front boundary fence of someone's property. So someone's property, the library's on this side that's on a public path, their house and front yard is on the other side. Absolutely, Archimedes, yes. Like, absolutely. My local, just like down the road, there's like 5 different flavors of church, probably 7. Definitely. Thankfully, we've got a lot of like street art as well in my area. Unfortunately, those were in after a lot of the churches, so the default is like the things that were there first. But like, I mean, no one at the churches have ever cared. I wouldn't say that Australia is a massively religious country. Like, we are, I think, majority or almost majority atheist in Australia. It's something like 47% of Australia is atheist, and then you break down all the other flavors from there. Yeah. Right, so the privacy thing is just for the US. Okay, I have never really reviewed any stops for in the US. There's a fence between the house. It's an easy approval. Not the majority of the ones that you see. Right, okay. I'd say that's the majority that I see for Australia is quite literally attached to a front fence. Like, you wouldn't put it anywhere like else, I guess. Yeah, it's not hot in the room. It's just the actual equipment. Like this, the camera itself has been running for an hour and a half. Come here, you. Whoop. Cool font. Krogank. Rookie D's. Magnamite. Quacks. Frig. Dunsparse. God, this Slackoth is so depresso. Oh my god. Jumpluff on a little journey. My Zelda fan. I'm actually playing Tears of the Kingdom, and it's my first Zelda game that I've ever proper played. The most I ever got to play them as a kid was at a friend's house who, you know, had them all growing up, but I've never played a full Zelda game all the way through. So this is my first Zelda experience. I've always admired it from the outside, and I like the art, I like the, you know, all that sort of jazz, but I wouldn't say that I'm like, have a deep knowledge of it all. You'd like to watch me stream Zelda? Maybe in a future game, but I'm not going to be streaming me playing Zelda because I'm going to leave that for me to enjoy and not make it work, personally. Personally. It's definitely a very fun game, though. But at the moment, I just need to have a bit of separation between, like, games for me and games for stream. I've had a massive streak of, like, I've bought a bunch of games recently that I just have not been interested in and haven't been holding my attention, and I've been phenomenally bored, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying Zelda, so I don't want to start streaming it and then become like, oh, it's a chore to stream it or whatever else. So I'm enjoying it at the moment. Calamitous Wasteland. That's your mom. That's me when you. That's your. That's when you. That's the pasta dish after I come through town. Boop. Tinkerton. Look at it go. I like Tinkerton's personality. Any hot tips though for anyone playing Zelda? Is there something that I should, no spoilers obviously, don't tell me that, I don't know, whatever else. But like, is there a cheeky little hot tip that I should know that's just like a little smooth functionality thing, or I don't know. I looked up how to shield surf. That was cool. Bees correct. Dude, I've made some like bootleg, like this is very much my kind of game. I'm a puzzle solvey kind of person. Like I will blast through Portal and stuff like that. I was the puzzles kid. I was the Lego kid. Like dude, rocket shields, I've been blasting my way around. Actually, that's like one thing I'd like to show people is like my, you can see the view of like the hero's view or whatever. You can see like where you've been on the map. Like literally it's like a little line of where you've been. So I've seen like some people's ones and it's like they're so detailedly like exploring these like little zones and areas and like really getting involved, like finding all the things. And mine is quite literally like the home base where you start and then it's like zoot, 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 zoot of me like going to all the towers to like, I'm like, okay, I'm in the sky, quick, binoculars on. And I'm like, all right, there's a tower over there. There's a tower over there. There's a tower. Just like full like jet bomber, like flying to the next tower to scan it in and then just like, whoop, and then inevitably getting distracted along the way. But I've just got like all these like little like branches out into the middle of nowhere to get all the towers. And I'm like, I'll get to that detailed spiral at some point, but at the moment, that's me. 2 fans and a control stick? Oh, that's smart. A fan bike. That's genius. I recently had one that was just like the little, I guess, not quite hoverboard, but it was like the sled with the fan. Oh, dude, the depths stressed me out. I thought it at first when I was in the depths, when you lose that heart, I thought you lost it for forever. And I was like, no, I just spent all my little heart points to get that extra heart. Now I've lost it forever. And then I was like, I'll go stand in the sun. I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, the little puzzles for the shrines, I highly doubt that I'm solving them in the way that they intended, but it's working. It's working. It's been doing some obscene combinations of things. Yeah, the teleport thing I was surprised by. I was like in combat in the depths, like about to get obliterated, and I was just like, I'm just gonna try and see if I can, like, a Hail Mary teleport. And I was like, oh. So I dissolved into paste and it's like, oh, that's sick. Okay, bye. How are we doing, Dream? Welcome in. I love that emote. That is so cute. Sword and Scarlet. I keep saying Sword and Shield. Scarlet Violet DLC. Yes, yes, yes. Very big yes. I'm excited for it. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. Do we have any confirmation if Togepi's coming to the Scarlet Violet DLC? Absolutely, Kiel. That's like the whole point of creativity, right? Is to like solve problems in different ways. Oh, wow, indeed. Rapska Doopy Zoomin. Thank you, Nell, for the prime. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. That's all good, Lance. No stress. I'm not bothered by it. You're all good, dude. Oh, this is a Holy dooly, this is a heavy boy. You hearing this? That is a dense pack. Holy mo, thick. We've either got something very spicy in here or we've got normal or steel types with a full holo. Have we got full holos anymore? Like reverse holos? My prediction is either some spice or it's just going to be two normals with like a full reverse holo or like some sort of coating on it, because the coatings absolutely, I feel like, weigh a bit more, especially the lighter colours. In my humble opinion, this is based off nothing but my ham hands. Don't see Togepi on the list? Come on, man. Come on, man. 5:30 a.m. Well, very good morning. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Thank you, Sky. Appreciate it. I guess, oh, for the person who asked earlier as well, the nail polish is from Ice Cream Nails, like nails. But like the little nail polishes are like little ice creams. Actually, here's one. Like little ice creams. I like them. Australian made, vegan, etc. Not tested on animals, all that good stuff. And very decent quality. I need to figure out, the one thing that I've found is that their blues, like their baby blue ones, seem to chip faster than the other ones. You still get like a week out of them. But compared to the other colors, the blues just seem to chip quicker. I don't know if it's my nails, like not holding the pigment or something. But does anyone ever find that as well with like different colors of nail polish? It's like a thing, or I don't know. Again, not that it's like the blues are bad or anything. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's harder to notice on colors like these ones as well, but. Yeah, they're pretty sick. They're pretty sick, Dream. I think it's only because they have such really... I know I've only gotten 2 of the different blues from them. So honestly, it could have just been like the same blue, but a different formula. You got flowers on them? That's cute. Oh. Any recommendations on specific colors to get? I love their holo ones. So this is like technically one that you can do over the top as like a holo, but like it's got the like kind of green to pink in them. But some of their holo ones, man, holy crap. Really, really good. Plus those ones are they're a bit thinner as well. They're almost like liquid glitter. So you can kind of like do a base of whatever color you want and then do like 1 or 2 of the holo over the top, or you can go full blown holo. I think I usually do 3 coats for if it's just the plain holo. But I really like the, I think I've like almost completely finished them as well. Some of the holo ones are like, I guess, darker colors too, which like I feel like the darker ones do get that better like effect, or if you do a base with a darker color. But that would be it for me. Like the chroma holo ones genuinely slap. Like when you look at the pictures online, you're like, are you actually going to create this effect? And it's like, yes. The glitter ones are fun, but they're a lot of work to take off. So like this one, like the glitter ones, they look sick on the nails because they're like really chunky glitter, but then it's just like an absolute mission to soak the nails. Not even soak them, just to like, I'm sitting there with like a acetone thingy, just like, you know. I've even done the glitter ones with like a regular base underneath, like a regular nail polish underneath to try and make it a bit better, but it's like, no. So. Did you laugh? It is the blueberry bomb. It is the same one. Are they scented? I'm supposed to sniff nail polish on stream. I think some of them are. I've definitely like had, I think these ones were like banana kind of smell. But yeah, highly recommend. Not sponsored. I'm just smelling. Now I'm smelling my fingers like it. That was dumb. I do recall when I've opened some of them before that there is like a nice like aroma in general. But yeah, Chrome. Chrome's where I recommend. Or the hollow ones, yeah. What fruit should be a Pokemon next? Well, my favorite fruit is already Bonsui. So. It'd be funny to have grapes because it would be like member berries, but I was going to say banana, but like Tropius has got the little banana neck, you know? So I feel like it's already capitalized the banana market. Dragon fruit. Yeah, and then it would like, but okay, it's also giving like Applin vibes, you know? I could like open up into like a peeled fruit thing. Dragon fruit's got the colors and the textures though, for the exterior and the interior. A peach would be cute also. Cheers, Lance, for the gift sub to Yab as well. Thank you, thank you. Whoop. A dragon fruit to be a dragonfly? That would be sick. This Gyarados is sick. Oh my god. That's cool. That's little fire bubbles as well. The bananas of Tropius is pre-evolution. Oh my god. That would be great. That would be so good. Look, I'm gonna say I want it to be, I want an Australia region. So we're gonna need like an Australian fruit or something. So let's go with like a macadamia nut Pokemon or something. I don't know. Actually, Seedot's kind of already in the acorn zone. A Quandong. We'll go, it's a little blue fruit. Finger limes? Could I have little finger limes? Favorite card you've ever pulled? It's not a pull, but it's my favorite card. Oh, my legs, ow. Ah, shit. It is the Pikachu in the Charizard, Mega Charizard onesie from the opening of the Pokemon Mega Tokyo DX. Mega Tokyo store in Japan. I was pure coincidence in Japan the week that it opened. I wish I knew that I could just like do 2 separate transactions and get 2 of them. But yeah, this is my favorite card. Just because it has like the memory with it as well of like having been there. Like we literally walked to the Pokemon Center in the rain and there was like this lady out the front where it's like everything was just closed up and there's this lady out in the front in like a little raincoat and she's like handing out like these little notices and we were like, what's going on? She's like, oh, the Pokemon Center's closed, but like in Japanese. And like looking at this thing and it was like, you know, closed. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm having this like devastated moment of like, Japan has closed the Pokemon Center? Like, there's no way. And it was like, oh, we've opened the Mega DX one on the other side of the city. And I was like, it was like shoulder to shoulder packed. It was ridiculous. What? But an awesome experience for my first ever Pokemon Center. And it's now like, I think it's now one of the rarest like Pokemon Center promo cards as well because it was just such a popular opening. It was just like, boom, acquired. And it's Charizards. People like Charizard, you know. I know what you meant, Kia. You're all good. That is that is a costume would be sick. That'd be cool actually if you could like get a a Pikachu with the costume, but like you had to go to the Pokemon Center sort of thing. Like if you spun one of the stops around the Pokemon Center, you'd get like a sponsored stop task to get the encounter. That would be cool. Like if you were at the Pokemon Center DX, you could get that Pikachu or whatever. It'd be such a rare thing to get though. It'd be so limited. Oh, we got an edge. We got an edge. Oh, baby! Dedenne! The full art for this is the one that I want. The full art Dedenne is the one that I want. Oh, she's a princess with her little bow. What a sweetie. What a sweetie. I love Dedenne. Okay, I reckon we do 3 more of these and then your girl's gonna have to break for lunch. So let's grab 3. Mystery 3. Still trying to get the shiny in go. Oh, that is a heavy one again. Do we leave the heavy to last or do we expect that it's not going to be as spicy? I'll put it in the back. Such a good shiny. Oh, fingers crossed everything's good, Kya. Fingers crossed. Get some good vibes in the chat. Good heart vibes. Functional organs hype, like genuinely. I hope that it's all smooth for you. Sadoodle. The shroodle. Fingers crossed. The Bramblegeist. Toxicroak. This is what Toxicroak's gonna do, right? If there's anything threatening, not great news for you, Toxicroak's just like, no! It's good news. Everything's all good. Little Frigiback's gone on a little journey. This guy's chest puffed out. Getting ready for a day. Speaking of banana, punch the radiologist. The radiologist was just like, I can't make findings on what we've scanned. Please don't hurt me. You have to speak to the doctor. Yo, speaking of a little fruit boy. Vuvuzela, get out of here. Wow, that's lovely. Tropic Breeze. Sounds like a drink. It's a nice little smoothie. Can I get the Tropic Breeze smoothie, please? Actual manifestation. Look out. That's a lovely card. I love how flat it looks as well. Like it looks like paper art. Illustrator, jerky. Like it looks almost like a craft project. I like it. Do you think we'll get Ash Greninja during Froakie Com Day? I guess disclaimer, the Froakie Com Day thing is a leak or speculation. I think it lines up because, you know, Fennekin's happened, so the starters make sense. Ash, what is the difference for Ash Greninja? Because that's going to determine my... What's the difference? He's got like a little red hat. And some spikes on his back. Is that accurate? Is that correct? Is that the only difference? Is like a little red doot on his head? Special form with better stats. The scarf is the main thing? I thought the tongue scarf was always a thing. Like a little bit of red, yeah? Yeah, okay. That's a hard one because there's so many things where it's like where Go and main series just don't cross over. You know? Yeah, someone was saying like there was a hint of like because there's Greninja like battling the Mega Swampert or whatever, and that's a reference to the anime or whatever else. And there goes the battery again. Or the heating. That being... Here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. I'm not going to open it. The hands are up here. Here's the thing. Community Day for August, if that was the Froakie one, is the weekend of the Pokemon World Championships, right? It would be the perfect time to do a crazy crossover like that and have Ash's Greninja during the World Championships weekend. Oh my God, like something big, something hectic to do. That being said, last year for the World Championships and stuff, there was the Zacian Zamazenta, like the World's Pikachu in the tasks. Like there was crazy spawns happening there. I could totally see it being in raids or something too. In some way like that where it's separated from the Com Day. But I could totally see it going either way. I could, because I know that there's just certain things that, you know, the Squirtle squad glasses were not the correct glasses because in my assumption, the glasses are just a thing that's different licensing, whatever else, keeping it separate from main series, you know, the Crystal Onyx and things like that, or the actual Shadow Lugia. Those properties and IPs are owned by someone else, blah, blah, blah. So I could honestly see it going either way, especially with it being the Pokemon World's weekend. Like, if there was ever a time to do it, that would line up really well to do it, in my humble opinion. That's what I'm wondering if it was only then to be had either at the location. I mean, like the World's Pikachu is available globally. But there was definitely more of them at the venue, and the tasks for them at the venue were abundant. There was regional Pokemon, like Bouffalant was in the tasks too. But I could totally see it. I could totally see it being a thing, like if they did do Ash Greninja, that it's one of those things where it's like only for that event or something. So like you'd need to get it then. Ash Greninja hat Pikachu. Don't even. I could totally see it being something where it's like you had to be there sort of vibe to get it for sure. And making it something that's like really exclusive potentially. Okay, before this thing overheats again, last pack for the day. Boom, 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 boom. Boom-a-wee! Boom, Tinkertoff. This is the heavy one, Krogunkus. So you got that normal, the normal ones are they're thicker. Garganackle. These ones are so dense. The ones that are a lighter colour, heavier. Calling it. Calling it. Yeah, sadly that's not how copyright works, Max. Sadly. I wish, but sadly not. Alrighty. Those are the ones from this pack. Got the WO-CHIEN. Very skelly set. Good stuff. Not too shabby at all. Plus we've still got plenty left in the boosty box, which we'll save for through this week into next week, etc. I've got some other Etibs as well to open, so we've definitely got a bunch of stuff. But yeah, in terms of copyright, like it's only now that technically Mickey Mouse is about to be, is it the whole Mickey Mouse or just Steamboat Willie? like Steamboat Willie, Disney, Mickey Mouse is about to become public. Like that's old. Like copyright lasts for a long time. That's not to say that they couldn't negotiate something to use the Shadow Lugia, but then does the Pokemon Company want to have that thing as a thing, or is it a conflict of how their brand is now where it's not consistent with what they currently do? Who knows? So, yeah. Yeah, it depends. Like music is different to movies, is different to games, is different to books, etc. There's a lot of different stuff. But from memory, the Gale of Darkness one is specifically a weird one because it is a shared license with the company that made the game that wasn't Creatures or Game Freak or Nintendo or TPC. I believe that Lugia falls into a weird zone and that's why. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's why, but that's a factor, I would assume. So, who knows? Be cool. Be sick. But I honestly feel like if they did an Ash Greninja, especially for Worlds or whatever else, I feel like it would be separate to the Com Day, but still somehow involved in the event, potentially. Or if, it was an add-on to the Com Day, like after the Com Day, these will be in raids or something. But I could totally see it being like an Armored Mewtwo that doesn't come back or hasn't come back. What else hasn't come? Like movie promo tie-ins, like the Zarude. If you missed the Zarude research during, I feel like Zarude will come back because it is just a regular Pokemon. It's not wearing a costume. But like Armored Mewtwo, I think, is a great example of that. Or the clone Charizard, clone Blastoise, clone Venusaur. Unless they do another, tie-in promotion. Detective Pikachu, exactly. Detective Pika, maybe, because they're still working on the second movie, right? So I could see that coming back for that. The clones, maybe, if they do another anniversary and whatever else for the first movie. But, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the Ash Greninja has more potential as well. For sure. Than like a one-off episode with the Crystal Onyx or something. You want the shiny for it? It was a Detective Pika that was released as not having the shiny. And then someone found a way to make it shiny. Because the character Detective Pikachu is not shiny, so it was supposed to be shiny locked. And then someone did like the photobomb encounter, waited till past midnight and then got one. And like the luckiest person on earth. I remember that out of context. I think I'm remembering it correctly, but it was like someone did the photo snapshot, waited till midnight for the event to end, and then caught it and got the shiny. Which is wild. Absolutely wild. Yes, literal trophy Pokemon, absolutely. Who are we going to hassle out with a raid today? Friendly reminder as well. Don't forget that little Wayfarer challenge thing. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to drop the link here for you guys in case it's something that you're interested in. But I feel like this is the stuff that should be like on blast to get people, building up local communities for Pokestops and stuff. Plus, hey, free items. Who should we hassle out with a raid today, though? Who's on? Cruz is playing the Fork Knife. Steph's on. Pokemon Cast's on, doing some Pokemon Home stuff. Steph's doing Pokemon Unite. Smitty's doing some Valorant. Ada is doing some Scarlet Violet. Hasty's on. We got options. We got options. No worries at all, Dream. The collector's editions in Australia normally not have plastic wrap on them on the game inside. On the... No, if it's a collector's edition and it's not like the lot. So typically, like when I was working at EB, if it's someone's pre-order, like it comes with the shrink wrap on the outside, but like the internally, no. So say if like this was a box, like the box would be shrink wrapped on the outside. But if it's not a pre-order and you need to put, you know, you've got 10 of them as stock and you need to put one on display, you would take off the shrink wrap, take the contents out so people can't steal it, and then put the empty box on the shelf. But like the internals wouldn't be shrink wrapped, it would only be the external. Unless something's changed in the last, you know, how many years. Imported to collectors, not even the outside had a seal. I would guess it depends who you ordered it through potentially. It could just be something where, and it could be something where as well because it's an international export. Like an independent game shop or like EB Games. I could also see it totally being if it's a international export, if that was me working in that shop, I would absolutely open it to make sure the contents were in there before I sent it to you. Absolutely. Because there's definitely been times where like something's been sitting in stock for forever and then it's like, or even if people returned stuff. So people would come in and return things that were sealed and I'm like, cool story. I'm still going to open it to make sure the thing's in there. Because I guess technically in the, unless you're like trying to trade the games or like keep them as collectors and things like that, like that obviously might be a difference. And if you specifically want a sealed one, like they might be able to get you a sealed one sort of thing if you request it. But I could totally imagine it if it's a more independent shop, just making like, because then you know if that's your process in your shop to confirm the items in there, you can't then have someone go, oh, I opened it up and it was shrink wrapped, but there was nothing inside. Like you know that you've checked the product before sending it away. Would be my gut vibe on that. So, yeah. If it wasn't damaged as well, happy days. But yeah, typically it is still shrink wrapped. So, yeah. Who we want to hassle out? Who are we going to hassle out? Who are we going to hassle out? Shiny deck. Oh, shiny decks and egg roulette. Oh, there's some Quaxley hatching over here. Okay. Okay. City of Games. I've never heard of that before, so it might be like a... Australian-owned online store. Okay. Interesting. I've personally never heard of it before, but the site looks legit. Let's go with Ada Enchilada. Huh. All right, we're going to go with Shiny Vibes as the raid message. They are hatching a bunch, whatever emotes you would like either side of that. A bunch of Quaxley. So let's bring in the vibes. Big shiny vibes, whatever emotes you would like. Oh god, Kia, that's brutal, yeah. I hope that it didn't arrive too bonked up for you. Fingers crossed. Doing good, King CJ. About to wrap up for the day, but had some good cheeky cards, that's for sure. All right, let's get this raid ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go eat some food. I will potentially be live again tomorrow. Yeah, do some more cards then. How's that sound? And the camera's gone. And the camera's gone. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Be good, eggs. Let's bring the vibes through for Ada. I'll see you guys through the week. Plus, yeah, video Saturday for the golden chasing gold. Gold. Thank you guys as always for the lovely chill times and the chats and the hangouts. I appreciate it. Thank you for the followers coming on in. Aussie Buckets, May, thank you as well. Mouseling, thank you. All the sneaky subs, I do appreciate it too. So be good. I'll see you soon. Ta-ta.